Hey guys, what is up? It is the Guess the Gengar, and welcome back to Pokemon Glazed. Before we start, I want to say a few things. One, after recording the last session, I took up the hobby of streaming. I haven't done it lately because my net's been a little bit of shit, but either way, I hope you guys will come and watch me sometime. I don't know. Next time I stream, I have to be streaming The Last of Us Remastered Edition. I'm doing a blind kind of like stream playthrough of it. And I don't know when that's exactly going to be. Hopefully the next time. It really depends on how long my internet depends on to work. It's probably going to be around 2 to 3 hours me playing that, and if I want, I'll switch to something else, or I could just end it there. But that will be kind of the main focuses of the stream for a bit. Apparently it's supposed to be a really long game, like 20 something hours, so it's going to be up there for a while. The only other game that was contesting with it, because I had a poll going, was Outlast Blind, and it came down basically to a tiebreaker. Outlast would have won, but the person, if anyone but the person who voted for the first time I did the poll, didn't vote for Outlast again, which she did. So Outlast didn't get the +1 like I said it was going to, because the guy who voted the first time made sure to vote again. So I had Lord Chuckleton do a tiebreaker. I asked him just flat out, Outlast of The Last of Us. He said The Last of Us due to preference. And yeah, I hope that I just don't hate the game. So other than that, I want to stop trying to complain about stupid shit in my videos that will date it. I'm just going to try speaking about, well, I'm going to be speaking about my experiences with Pokemon Sun and Moon, of course, and maybe Dragon Ball Xenoverse, but that's going to tend to happen because those games just came out. So before we ramble on too long, let's get started. And I believe we're supposed to be here. I'm honestly not sure. I just know we were supposed to go somewhere to fight someone. I want to battle for Arceus. Oh my god, I'm so sorry my phone's still on. Let me turn that off. Alright. It's Lucario, it's no big deal. So, when I picked up Pokemon Sun and Moon, I sadly didn't, like, I didn't go to the midnight release like I wanted to, because when I finally decided when I did want to go, it was already too late. It was around like 11:30, and we have kind of a schedule around here, and my mom wasn't able to drive me. But on top of that, when I did pick up the game, they didn't give me the poster, which kind of pissed me off. But I already have like 3 or 4 other Pokemon posters I have here that I can't hang up because I got no room on the walls, or yeah, no, I have room on the walls. It's my like walls don't use like tape or whatever, so I'd have to nail them in, and I don't want to, because if you nail it into these walls, basically drywall is gonna come crumbling out because it's so old. You failed Arceus because you're a scrub. I beat the game. Sadly, I didn't beat it in the first 24 hours like I planned. If Arceus wills that you enter, then I shall not stop you. If you didn't know, I usually try to beat Pokemon games in the first 24 hours of playing them. It didn't end up that way, and that's because Pokemon Sun and Moon is kind of like heavily story based near the beginning. Basically, when you first start up the game, it's basically just kind of a huge cutscene, and I feel bad for the people who did soft resets so they can get shiny starters. I would have tried it for Litten if I knew exactly where I could have started it and ended it, or like started soft resetting and just kind of going through. But I'm happy with what I got. What's the point of this room? The game was amazing, honestly. It's probably the most, like, a Pokemon game has made me struggle. I didn't overlevel. I wasn't underleveled for any of it. I was always around the same level as all the other trainers, as I tend to do when I play the Pokemon games. The only time I trained is like right before the fire trial. My Pokemon were starting to get under-leveled, so I decided to train them for a bit. Also picked up a Wishy-Washy, which was actually kind of cool. I wasn't actually expecting to use that Pokemon, though he didn't stay on my final team because I switched him out for a Wimpod, which are fucking adorable. It was the first time I've had the chance to get a Gengar through a playthrough of a game, and I didn't. If you didn't know, there's something called an SOS battle, which is basically when a Pokemon is in trouble, they will call for help. You also have these things called Adrenaline Orbs you can use for that. Use on them to make it so they call for help more often. But apparently, it's like the new method of shiny hunting too. Because basically, if you use like False Swipe on them and bring them down to 1 HP, they're going to like constantly be calling for help every turn, and you can just keep on taking out that second Pokemon over and over again. I did that at some point. I did it unintentionally. I was trying to catch an Elekid so I can get the Shocker in the game, but no matter what I did, it kept calling for help and bringing other Elekids and Electabuzzes into the fight. And the one I was trying to catch was already amazing. It freaking knew Thunder Punch and it had like basically the setup of what we have right now on our Shocker. And I just wanted it because I was only like level 11, and that means I could train that bitch to its highest potential if for a wild Pokemon standards, because I haven't even found a Ditto or anything yet to be breeding in Pokemon Sun and Moon. But though I did find out that you can't use the Pokemon Bank or the transfer until January because it's not updated or something like that. I also found out something stupid, and I think it's for every game. So everyone knows about the Focus Sash. It is a very helpful weapon for anyone who's going into competitive. Basically, it is an item that you can hold onto your Pokemon, and it always makes sure that they have when they have 1 HP that they survive, or when they're about to be knocked out, they survive with 1 HP. I didn't know that item gets consumed every time you use, like, every time your Pokemon uses it in battle. Like, I thought it was just, like, you use it once and it doesn't affect your Pokemon again, but it still stayed on them till the next battle. But that's only because I've only used it in places like online battles, in the Battle Chateau, and the Battle Mason. And I used it while fighting Red in Sun and Moon because I have a Alolan Marowak, and they aren't the strongest Pokemon, but I had one on my team for a little bit of like coverage. Though I already had a fighting type. Or not fight. I already had a like, dark type for my starter, and he was ghost, and I already had a fire type for my starter, and I still chose him as a fire type as my like one team member. I would have switched him out for someone else, but he's been there for the whole adventure. And I kind of wanted to stick with my main 6 Pokemon, and that didn't work out very well. So basically I'm down a Focus Sash, and I need to go collect like 36 BP for a new one. And if collecting BP in this game is anything like the old games, I'm not looking forward to it, especially now that I can't team up with a friend or something on like, and just go through it, you know? And also Power Save doesn't have codes for it yet. Probably won't for a while. I was hoping that it would, because I was planning on giving myself the nuggets and like all the other clever wings and stuff that the demo gave you, but that I didn't get. But in the end, I didn't really need it, because when you started the game recently and you got it along the time of the start date, the game has a special event going on with a Munchlax, and it's only like level 5 or so when you get it. And I used that on my team for a while, but it was only because I could get money from him very easily. Basically, he had a move called Happy Hour, which I guess is only available in event Pokemon, I'm not sure. And I gave him an Amulet Coin, so Amulet Coin stacks on top of Happy Hour, and if I wanted to, I could have given another Pokemon a Lucky Incenser, I think it is. And they could have like quintupled or something the ability of the money, and I was already getting like from the main like trainers of the game. I was already getting like 30k from each of them, so I can only imagine how much money I would have now. I still have over 100 like something k in Poké dollars or whatever, but I am spending it a lot now that I have to go out and buy a lot of things like full restores, and I actually spent 10k on a fucking Team Skulltop. Wow, it's already been 10 minutes and I've been doing nothing but talking about Pokemon Sun and Moon. I'm sorry for anyone who doesn't want to know about Sun and Moon. I'm gonna try and stay away from any story plots whatsoever. Like with Red and Blue, that's only like post-game stuff, and it's kind of mandatory for you to do to get to the battle tower or tree. Which also that annoyed me. That once you beat the game and you go to this new area, you have to battle through, I want to say around like 15 to 20 new trainers. I may be exaggerating a bit, but basically 15 to 20 trainers that are a little bit higher than the Pokemon that you face at the Elite Four. And at the very end, they don't give you an option to heal your Pokemon or anything. So when I went to go face Red, I had 2 dead Pokemon and everyone was at least at half health. And most of my best moves were out of PP, and it wasn't good. But I managed to make it because of the Focus Sash on Marowak. Pikachu was the biggest problem I had because he kept spamming Volt Tackle. So that's why I had the Focus Sash on Marowak. Marowak was faster than Pikachu. So basically when I went to go use a ground type move, it failed. Pikachu used Volt Tackle. Basically brought Marowak down to 1 HP. And I used a move called like Ground Tantrum or something like that. And if another move you use on that Pokemon fails beforehand, when you use this move next, it will work double as well. And it already has a 75 base power, so that means it's going to like maybe 125, 150. I think it's 150. 150 base damage then. And I basically just murdered the Pikachu. It was great. Another thing I do want to talk about is with our good old friend Spectre here. Spectre the Gengar. They nerfed Gengar pretty hard because he can no longer have the ability to levitate. And they replaced it with Curse Body. Now, I've never even used a Pokemon with Curse Body until I got the Marowak in Sun and Moon. And it's an okay move, but that's not going to benefit Gengar, especially now that he's vulnerable to Earthquake and stuff. Gengar is basically weaker than he's ever been before, and he wasn't easy. Well, he was like, unless he was having he had a Focus Sash on, he wasn't that difficult to deal with. Of course, he was fast and strong if he Mega Evolved. Mega Evolved isn't even like a thing anymore. Sorry to break it to you guys, but Mega Evolution is no longer a thing. Well, it's a thing, but I believe Mega Evolution is now cut out from like any online play or some shit like that. It's either online play or just now it can't be used in like tournaments, which is stupid because it's a major feature for a whole generation, makes it unavailable. And Z moves aren't good. They're not the best. Like if I use the flying Z move on a Beware, and the Beware tanked it no problem. Like, I went through the whole story without using these things, and as soon as I beat the game and I didn't use a single Z move, I was like, alright, I guess I'll try it out, let's see if I can actually like these things. I first started out with the one that Pyroar can do, and it's called, like, Dark Somersault or something, I don't know. It's a dark type move that comes from his ultimate move called Dark Lyrant, which is an amazing move. Like, it's probably one of my favorite moves at this point. And it's okay, like it took out Red's Charizard no problem. One-shotted it, even though it was not very effective. But then I use a can't remember which base Pokemon Flying move I used. I know it was one of the pretty high tier ones. It wasn't Acrobatics because I fucking hate that move. Shit. Let's see, this Rhyperior. I don't know why I'm worried about this Rhyperior. I have Chomper. Which I didn't know. I don't know, like... I forget what I was saying. I know at some point I was talking about Gengar. Oh, the Z-moves. But Beware is a fucking tank. Like... I didn't know... Like, I knew beforehand that Beware was a tank before I got to, like, a certain fight in the game. Because Mikey282 was using one on his team. And I basically took out his whole team except for his Beware. And that's how he won. His Beware is so tanky that no matter what move I was using, he just wouldn't go down. And it annoyed me. To, like, no extent. And somehow it was faster too. It was faster, it hit hard, and it was a tank, like... And our Pokemon were the same level. Because we set them all, like, to level 50. And I was further in the game with him, so I had, like, the higher level, like, base stats. And... fuck. I think he's a cool Pokemon and all, I just don't like him. I do hope at some point that Gengar does get Levitate back as his main ability. I honestly don't understand why they got rid of it. I mean, he's a ghost. The worst part is, like, Haunter and Ghastly still have that as their ability. What the hell's the point? Because now people are just going to be like, can't they just EV train a Haunter with Evolite or something now? I don't know. I don't know if Haunter has the same kind of large move pool as everyone else. Earthquake again. Ow. Alright, it's almost the end of the episode. I do love a lot of things in Sun and Moon, but I hate a lot of the choices that they made. Like, Sun and Moon is definitely my second favorite Pokemon game now. It literally knocked, like, fuck, I don't even remember what game was my second at this point. I just know that Crystal, Emerald, and Gen 2, any Gen 2 game is my first. I mean, if I had to choose one, I guess it would be, maybe Gen 4. But Gen 4 wasn't that the best. Sorry. It's a great game. I like how it actually has character development. And Team Skull are just probably the best team that we've had so far. They aren't too serious, but at the same time, they do have their serious things, and you can relate to them. Another thing I hated is that there's, like, my favorite color is purple, but because I bought Pokemon Sun, I can't buy any clothing articles that have the color purple unless I meet a trainer in this, like, little online plaza that they have that's wearing that color. And then, even then, I need to, like, find out which store they sell it at, because unlike Pokemon X and Y, they don't have the same kind of variety where you got, like, a bunch of different clothes that changed every day. Every store only sells the same few things, which isn't a lot of clothing options, and the haircuts are terrible. There's only 6 in the game, which are the basic, and there's like a fancy boy one. One that's basically like a... What the hell's that? Call me crazy, but I think it looks like ancient keyboard symbols are setting in grid-like pattern. Do you want to type something? No. Ancient keyboard. I don't know if we're gonna get back to that keyboard. And I'm basically, let's say this is the first episode in a while where we haven't taken down a gym. I also hope that this is not gonna be the... I also hope this is just the point where we are supposed to be at, and we're near the end of the episode, to be honest. Actually, we should be finishing up soon. Alright, so let's get this taken care of. Thunderbolt, take this guy down. Sun and Moon does a lot of things right, but at the same time, the changes that it's made I weren't a fan of. Like how you can't just fish wherever, you can only fish in certain specific areas that have these pile of rocks on them. Oh my god, why? Why? I should really be muting my mic when I do that. The things I don't like of Sun and Moon, I'm just nitpicking, like, if you want Zygarde, you have to go around the game and search for Zygarde cores and cells, and I have 99 out of 100, which sucks, because I don't know where the last one could be. Like, I honestly have no clue. It seems like... do you know what this is, child? This cave leads to the highest point of the peak of Alpha. Planet Pius is doing some work for the church there, and I can't allow you to interfere. I don't... Is he referring to the fight between Pius and what's-her-face? No, we're gonna do Sludge Bomb. I mean, I guess if you want to really, like, use Gengar the same way you used to, you can give him an air balloon. That means he's still capable of being hit with one-shots. My human weaknesses cause me to fail on my duty. I cannot block you past further. Arceus may have mercy on me. Alright, we're going to end the episode here. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content just like this in the future. Or whatever, you know, stuff I'm doing. You know, if you like it, hit that subscribe button. Support me, every little bit helps. Share with your friends if they might like these videos. And leave a comment down below on what your favorite part of this series has been so far, what you're looking forward to in any kind of series, whether it be maybe if you're looking forward to another Soul Link happening, another Nuzlocke, maybe trying to go for a newer Pokemon game if I can ever get my hands on a capture card or something, which probably won't happen. But you never know. So, until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you all have a wonderful day or night, wherever it is. And until next time, bye-bye.